guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel, and as you may have guessed by now, in today's video I am showing you how to make eggless basque burnt cheesecake, and we're going to make this without cream cheese. Now I've already posted two videos of making cheesecakes without cream cheese. The first one was a mini one and the second was an entire cheesecake, and a lot of you also wanted to know how to make the basque burnt cheesecake with the same technique. So here we are, and I will be showing you how to make this. It's super luxurious and creamy, and you wouldn't be able to say that there is no cream cheese in it. Now obviously you can replace the hung yogurt with cream cheese if you wish, but I'll be making this without cream cheese and no eggs. So let's get right into this recipe. The very first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 220 degrees Celsius. Now this is some hung yogurt, as I have already mentioned in my earlier two videos on this method of making cheesecakes. This yogurt was hung in a cheesecloth or a muslin cloth overnight, kept in a sieve which was kept inside a bigger vessel that collected all of the whey as the water dripped away, and what is left in the muslin cloth is this thick blob of yogurt which is so creamy and so perfect. It should be at room temperature when you're using it. All the actual quantities used are down in the description box below and on my website, so don't forget to check it out. Now using my spatula, as you can see, I'm just sort of mashing up or breaking apart the hung yogurt so that it's nice and smooth. Now to this I have added some castor sugar, and I'm just going to use my whisk and mix it together until it mixes well, that the sugar and the yogurt mix well. The most amazing thing about this cheesecake is how quick it is to make this. You don't even have to rest it for an entire day like you do with the other cheesecakes, and there is no crust in this. It doesn't matter if you don't have a loose bottom tin as well. It's an absolute fuss-free kind of a cheesecake, and it also tastes incredible. So it's only got all of the pros and no cons, at least in my opinion. Now using my spatula, I'm just going to smooth it out again. You can see that it's well combined and the mix looks nice and homogeneous almost. So that's perfect. And into this now we're going to start adding the rest of our ingredients. I'll first add some sweetened condensed milk into this, and once I've added that, first I will use my whisk again and just combine until it becomes nice and smooth before adding the rest of our ingredients. You can see that it looks nice and smooth at this point. So now I'm going to start adding some cream. Now this is just the normal fresh cream that you get in stores, the 25% fat content cream. I'm also going to use my spatula and scrape everything from inside of that glass so that I'm not wasting any ingredient. Again, I'm going to take the whisk and keep mixing until it forms a nice smooth mix. As you can see now, it looks nice and lush and thick at this point. Now we're going to add some flavoring. So I'm just going to keep it very simple today and add some vanilla extract. I'll mix this up again, ensuring that the vanilla extract mixes evenly in the rest of the batter. I'll just scrape the sides of the bowl and the bottom as well, just to make sure that the cheesecake batter is well mixed. Look how lush that is. I want to create a setting agent now for this cheesecake because we are not using eggs. So here in a plate I have some cornstarch and some all-purpose flour. The cornstarch and all-purpose flour act as binding agents, and it really brings the cheesecake together and helps it set very, very beautifully. I'm now going to add a tablespoon of lime juice. You could just use water if you wish, but I love the tartness that the lime juice provides. You could also use lemon juice, any citrus juice, or even just plain water. Give it a good whisk and ensure that the cornstarch and the flour have mixed very well with the lime juice. Look at that. That's perfect. And the reason you're doing this is so that the binding agents, which is our cornstarch and all-purpose flour, they mix evenly throughout the cheesecake batter and they bake evenly as well, and so that the cheesecake sets evenly as well later on. Now after I've added that binding glue that we just made, I'm just going to give it a quick mix again, and now our cheesecake batter is all set to be baked. Just gonna give it a final fold through with the spatula, ensuring all the ingredients of the cheesecake are well mixed together. Here now I have a 6-inch cake tin, and I haven't greased it because I will be placing these sheets of parchment paper. So I have 2 square sheets of parchment which I will place inside this cake tin, and I will make sure that they are crumpled up and they have that uneven surface and they overlap as well, which is very iconic of Basque burnt cheesecakes. So just do that. And also, if you want to be extra sure, grease the cake tin just to make sure that the batter doesn't spill out. Well, when you've used 2 layers of parchment, it's quite difficult for the batter to actually spill out, so to speak. So this works just fine. I'm going to pour all of my cheesecake batter into that prepared cake tin. And as you already know, the oven is preheating at 220 degrees Celsius. You're just going to use your spatula and smooth that cheesecake batter out, making sure that it's looking very even and that one side of that cake tin doesn't have more batter. Then tap it against the work surface and it's ready to go in the oven at 220 degrees Celsius for 35 to 40 minutes, or until the top goes really nice and more than a little golden brown. It should be like kind of burnt. Basically, that's what Basque burnt cheesecake is. Now once it's out of the oven, you can see that it's still a bit jiggly in the center. It actually is very jiggly once it's out of the oven. But let it cool down to room temperature, then pop it in the refrigerator for 3 to 4 hours. In about that time, it sets completely. And you can also leave this overnight if you wish. But for me, it just 3 to 4 hours was enough to help it set completely. And I just was running out of patience because this just looks incredible. I mean, look at that. This is after 3 hours in the refrigerator and it's beautifully set. It's got that charred, burnt top, but it's not bitter. You know, that's the beauty of it. It doesn't taste bitter and the flavors are really well balanced. It's not very sweet. As you may know by now, I do not like cloyingly sweet desserts. There has to be a balance in flavors. And this is exactly what this Basque burnt cheesecake provides. The charred top almost tastes like a caramel gone a bit too far, so it's not exactly burnt or bitter tasting, but it's got a caramel note on the top, and then you bite into the creamy cheesecake, and I'm going to show you what that looks like on the inside. I mean, look at that. That is smooth and creamy and luxurious, and it's made without cream cheese and no eggs. But like I already mentioned earlier, if you wish, you could use cream cheese instead of yogurt. That would work perfectly well too. And I'm going to dive right in. It's really delicious and I hope you give this a go. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. I'll see you again next time. Until then, goodbye and happy baking.